Greetings. Um, I'm Supreme L, and welcome back to another episode of The More We Need to Know series, Volume 6. And I had a little issue with the volume and music last time, so I pray and that it's better now. So, but matter of fact, let me just do it like this. Let me just put that on pause for a minute so we can just get the information disseminated out there. And uh, I hope that everybody can hear me. All right, we're going to get into a topic again. I am Supreme L, and I'm going to go over a little of what we were going over last time on the show, and we're going to do a continuation from that. Um, as you can see, uh, we're going to get into, there's a lot of, uh, let's see, information out there that we need to be, shared with each other on how to get remedy. All right, because we're in a situation where we are and we need to have remedy. Okay, so let's just get into it. Right, I'm going to bring this up here, and we're going to get into this scroll right here. All right, so the topic is going to be nationality, uh, finance, money, de jure versus de facto. It's gonna be really interesting because land. Who land is this really? Is the United States the land, or is it a company? And most of us know that the United States, the U.S., is a corporation and not the land. So a lot of us do know that. And if you don't know that, now you will. Now you will have a chance to find that out. So, but this is a very interesting scroll I've come across of nationality and birthright. So let's just get into it because we do know, for one, if you're going to go to any of these tribunals in here and just being called courts amongst these imposters, you don't have a fighting chance if you don't claim your nationality, because the world goes off for nations and nationality. We cannot and will not win and get no wins if we are in a dead status, and that is black, Negro, and color. And if you claim to be a black person, right, you fall up under certain codes, um, dating back to the early times, and I'll bring them up. I'll show you some codes that they use, uh, underhanding, right? Christian black codes of 1724, right? And these are codes they use underhanded, right? When you consider yourself black, okay? So, and I will leave this up for a second, and they stick to this, okay? They will treat you as such because they are under Roman rule. They all are. They look at the article. Article 3 permits the exercise of the Roman Catholic creed only. All right. So we do have to realize that they are Romans, and here they are under Roman rule. So, but let's get back into what I initially wanted to, and that's nationality and birthright. Like, because you have to have a nationality to even begin to talk um, and study. Okay, this scroll is dedicated to the reawakening of our people who have been asleep far too long here in the Americas. It is now time for you to wake up. We were not brought here by slave ships. That is a lie. In fact, it is the greatest lie ever told. Okay? And we bring it up some more. All right. As we see here, this man's name is Prophet Noble Drew Ali, or Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. From now on, you will remember this man's name or appellation. He done the greatest thing for our people ever in here in America. Yes, I know. Most of you never heard of him, however. He is one of the greatest men of our lifetimes. He reclaimed everything that was taken from us in the year 1928. Remember that year because that's a good year. We have to uh, remember and fact check. You just never knew about it until now. More on the prophet later. First, let's look at our story. The inscription on the Liberty Bell comes from a biblical source which reads Leviticus 25:10, which reads, "And ye shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family." Of course, we can see the Liberty Bell there in what's being called Philadelphia, or Shaka Maxim. Uh, this is in reference to you. Yes, to you, okay? Time to wake up and take back what's yours. Did you know that America is part of the dominions of the Moroccan Empire? See United States Code Title 22, Chapter 2, Section 141. And that the Moors inhabited this land even before the American Indians, or was being called Indians, and that the Moors were and are your so-called Negroes, blacks, and African Americans, and that black is a misnomer that deludes to slavery as opposed to a freeborn man or woman. Did you know that black and African Americans is not a nationality but a 14th Amendment semi-slave status? Status is key. Remember, we're always going to be on status, all right? Status is everything. Because if you don't have a status, you are considered dead in the eyes of law, civil little more twos, okay? Remember that. We will never get enough the Congress. They look at you like you're dead because you are literally dead. Corporation, you're a corpse. Did you know that the family of nations will not recognize you as a member of the human race if you do not have a nationality, and that you are considered a refugee? See U.S. Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 101A, 42, Section 207E, and write these down. Get a pen and paper and write it down, and fact check. Remember, black is a color and not a nation. Even though Europeans call themselves white, if you ask them their nationality, they will tell you Irish, German, Scottish, Dutch, etc. But you, as the alleged black man or woman, will say, "Oh, I'm African American." But Africa is not a country, it is a continent with over 50 countries in it. Which nationality are you? And there are 3 Americas, North, Central, and South. You can't be 4 continents. Did you know that Europeans stripped you of your Moorish nationality so that you could never tie yourself back to your birthright inheritance, aka the Americas? Do some research on the Moors and the American Spanish land grants. American Spanish land grants. Keep that and mark that down. Did you know that Noble Drew Ali attended the Pan American Conference in Havana, Cuba in 1928 and received a mandate from the families of nations that acknowledged the Moors as the rightful owners to these lands: North, Central, South America, Canada, Mexico, and all the adjoining islands. Seek out the minutes to the Pan American Conference and also research the Bustamante codes 1928. And we can go here. Let me bring this up for a second. Okay. And I went and did some research, and Google will tell you a little something. Sometimes they don't have the full story, but they will give you the story nevertheless. Sometimes be right on point. And I asked AI, and this is what it said. I asked Noble Drew Ali Pan American Conference, right? Put it in Google. In 1928, and this is coming from Google, right? All right. They know who he was, is. They know who we are. In 1928, Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, attended the Pan American Conference in Havana, Cuba. He represented the Moorish American community and received a mandate recognizing the Moors' claim to the Americas while simultaneously declaring the expiration of European occupation in the Western Hemisphere. This event, according to some accounts, served as a proclamation of Moors' return and their rightful claim to the land. All right, we have claim to our land. This is our land, okay? And in us in ancestral estate, okay? And it goes on to state more, okay? But I want to point to significance. This event is seen as a pivotal moment in Moorish American history, signifying a reclaiming of their heritage and identity. Okay? And also, I brought up this picture here. Alright, and this is a picture of Prophet Noble Drew Ali in Havana, Cuba, at the Pan American Conference. And I'll go into it just a little bit. I'll start here at the bottom paragraph where it says, um, here, although Drew Ali's posture is an upright sitting position, notice his legs are crossed left over right, symbolizing both countries are in adversity. This picture was taken during the 1928 Pan American Conference hosted by Havana, Cuba. The Panama was placed The Panama was placed upon Ali's head by the president of Cuba. When Noble Drew Ali arrived and registered in Havana, he autographed his high name with El Haj Sharif Abdul Ali, given to him by Sultan Abdul Aziz Abu of the Saudi family. Upon completing the pilgrimage in the holy city of Mecca, Saudi Arabia. All right. So that is very, very eye-opening. So, but the information is here. Okay. And then we're going to bring this down and we're going to stay right here. But I want to show you also. Where did it go? To even back that, right? Because we talk about land grants. And we can show also, where did it go? Let me see. I know it's here, I just have a lot pulled up. But here, this is one. Alright, this is the land. Actually, no, I know one that's one better, but this is the trust. Alright, this is the trust that Prophet Noble Drew Ali set up, right? This is the vast estate trust. Or everybody was and talks about the express trust that Prophet Noble Drew Ali set up for us, right? The land mandate, and then he put it into a trust, right? But to be honest with you, it was those that was charged to disseminate this to us and put us on the right track, of course didn't do their job and have not been doing their job. And it's up to us as individuals, because the Prophet told us, he brought us information to save a nation. Now we must use it to save ourselves, because he knew that there was infiltrators in the movement and serfs in the movement. And I wanted to show. I know I brought it up. I know I brought it up, but I just don't remember which one it is. But we'll get to it. Just let me see where it go. Where it go. All right. Well, anyway, I'll get it, but we can get into okay on that portion. Everybody knows, but we'll go back to. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I apologize, y'all. It's a lot up here. It's a lot that I've been investigating and researching for us because it is definitely we are charged to get this information out because people should have been gotten this information out. Here is the drip, Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, right? And this was uh, put out there with then President Barack Obama. And again, I want to hit on the point of Part 1, Article 5. In Part 1, Article 5 says every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. Okay? We must remember that. You have to have a nationality. Okay? Proclaim your nationality. Okay? That is very, 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 very important. Okay? Because that's how the world recognizes you. The world does not recognize black, Negro, color people. They don't. Nobody likes black people, and I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but nobody likes black people, and that's the whole thing of because they look at black people as traitors because they know the real. They know who you are. They know that we are Moorish Americans. They know we are. They know who we are, but we just won't let it go. Some of us won't let that black, Negro color stuff go, and people don't know that. Let's do this. Let's do this, right? Let's do this. Let's go and say, uh, uh, Negro. Right, let's see what that say. Let's see what that say. All right, see, you put a Negro, it's a black person, right? Right? That which is funny, but okay, hold on. Let's say troglodyte Negro. What is a troglodyte Negro? A troglodyte Negro is a monkey. A troglodyte Negro is a monkey. Troglodyte Negro. Nigger. It's a monkey. It's a monkey. Okay? A troglodyte. I put in troglodyte Negro and this pops up. So they look at you as non-human. You're not human. So we have to get away from these terms and because it does not apply to us. They see you here, you say you're a nigger, you're a Negro, colored person, you are animal. That's why they look and say niggers are barbarians, animals. Alright? But I'm gonna go ahead and bring that down. Right? And then we're gonna get in also to where'd it go? Where'd it go? I had it up here. Oh, here it go, right here. We were saying earlier, right? About the trust, right? The express trust that was bestowed upon us, that was given to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and then he put it into the land mandate, and he put it into the trust, right? This is the actual trust right here. This is the actual trust. Noble Drew Ali, right? And we can see, right? Is this the one? Well, I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, Noble Drew Ali, Melly L, or E Millie L, no, Maul Bay, Love It Bay, and Foreman Bay. Right? So this is actually stamped Cook County, state of Illinois, Cook County. All right. So, but let's get into. Uh, I had was that maximum law. Where did it go? No, let me see. Okay, here. I was talking with a sister earlier today, and I was really happy to conversate with her and give her some insight. But I was telling her that if we don't insert our rights, it's like the rights don't exist, and these are maxims, and there's a maxim of commercial, right? Maxim of law, and maxims are higher. They're above law. Maxims are pretty much law. Um, they set precedent. So let's go to one. And I was telling her, in commerce, for any matter to be resolved, it must be expressed. All right, all right. And then it says, no one is a mind reader. You have to put your position out there. You have to state what the issue is to have someone talk about and resolve. Legal maxim, and this is the legal maxim: he who fails to assert his rights has none. Okay, so if you don't insert your rights or assert your rights, you don't have none. Okay, so make sure you position yourself. You know what I'm saying? State your position. And then it goes, you convene a sheriff's common law jury based on the Seventh Amendment concerning a dispute involving a claim of more than 20 notes. Or you can use pretty much if it's over 20 notes, you can have a jury. All right, you can definitely um, command and have a jury in your case. All right, so I want to get into what I was saying earlier, right? Uh, when I know that the music was on the last one, I know that we couldn't really hear, so I'm gonna just go back and remember what I was saying earlier in the last show. Here, this is the Constitution, right? This is the Constitution for, all right, the Constitution for the United States of America, not the Constitution of the United States of America. There is a difference. All right, we're going to Article 1. Article 1, Section 10, right? Article 1, Section 10. Okay, Article 1, Section 10. And this is what is money. Okay, this is when we're talking about money, right? No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coins a tender in payments of debts. Period. All right, pass any bills of attainder, ex post facto law, and law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. So what are they doing right there, right? What are they doing? They're using Federal Reserve notes, which is not money, right? Which is not money. Federal Reserve notes is not money, right? According to the Constitution, we're supposed to be gold and silver coins. And hey, man, you want to walk around with a bunch of coins and their pockets become cumbersome and all that? Okay, well, we can use the gold and silver certificates, right? Which would be a medium of exchange, or again, Constitution. I got disconnected for a minute, but we're back though. But we should be enforcing the Constitution. All right, enforcing the Constitution and the treaties. Okay, and I think we have some rain coming. That's why I think it messed up for a minute because I can hear some rain in the background. But let's go to Article 2, right? Let's go to Article 2. Where is it? Hmm. No, Article 3. Yeah, it's raining. It's starting to mess up and won't even let me move fast or not. Oh, there it goes. Oh, come on. All right. Article 3, Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls. Okay? And then we can go on down here, right? Oh, come on, it's messing up, going back and forth. Oh, oh, come on. Mm. Okay, Article 3, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices doing good behavior, and shall, at stated times, receive for their services a compensation. Did you know that most of these sitting so-called judges or magistrates are lawyers? You know, that's a conflict. That's a conflict. And they cannot be practicing uh, law from the bench. They still hold their bar card, and they are acting like judges, right? That's a conflict because if they still pay dues, holding their bar card, when they become quote unquote judges, they supposed to surrender that card. All right. So uh, I'm gonna get into that as well, and you can ask them: is there a financial gain to be had? You can ask them that. Do you have a financial interest or gain in this matter before anything moves? If someone's bringing something or some cases or charges against you, and you go into the tribunal, and the quote unquote lawyer or DA or whoever's on that association members, and you can ask that magistrate, do you have any financial interest in this case here? And if he says no, before you go in there, always do your due diligence and look up the judge. You can go on to the website and pull up the judge's name and see if he still have a active bar card, and you can see if he's still paying his dues or she's still paying her dues. And if she is, she's still a lawyer and she's on the bench acting as a judge, you can make her recuse herself. And that's another key that we can get into later on as well. So, but I know one again. these are a good thing. Please get the Constitution for the United States, and you can definitely enforce it. Okay, because that's what it is. Um, Nowhere in here, and I'm again glancing through, you will not see a democracy, right? You will not see a democracy in here. And matter of factly, this Constitution here guarantees a Republican form of government. All right? There is no such thing as a democracy. We have to push the republic because that's the de jure. As you keep trolling and see, right? There's no none. There's nowhere in here where we find democracy. All right, and I want you to get the Constitution, and I want you to look it up, and I want you to find where there is a guarantee of the Republican form. All right, because it's here. All right, we're gonna do our investigation and diligence to find. We must find where it guarantees us a Republican form of government. That's a homework that you can do, okay? So, or you can Google it, but it will give you that, all right? All right, now, let's get into, since we have went over Article 2, Article 1, Section 10, where it tells us what real money is, right? What money is, all right? They don't coin money, but it makes anything but gold and silver coins tender for payments for all debts, right? So let's go to one where we have modern money mechanics, all right? You can Google it, you can bring it up, you can pay for it on Amazon, or you can, again, Google it, and it'll give you a free PDF copy. And it's something that you should have, okay? But modern money mechanics, right? And we're going to go to what is money? If money is viewed simply as a tool used to facilitate transactions, only those media that are readily accepted in exchange for goods, services, and other assets need to be considered. Many things, from stones to baseball cards, have served this monetary function through the ages. Today in the United States, money used in transactions is mainly of three kinds: currency, paper money, and coins in the pockets and purses of the public, demand deposits, non-interest bearing checking accounts in banks, and other checkable deposits such as negotiable order of withdrawal, now acronym accounts. At all depositories and institutions, including commercial and saving banks, savings and loan associations, and credit unions. Traveler's checks also are included in the definition of transactions money. You see, there's a difference there. Transactions money, right? And we know what money is, according to the Republic Constitution, since $1 or a note, which a dollar is a coin, in currency, and a dollar, we use it for that in now. In checkable deposits are freely convertible into each other, and both can be used directly for expenditures. They are money in equal degree. However, only the cash and balances held by the non-bank public are counted in the money supply. So I would write that down: non-bank public, and look that up. Deposits of the U.S. Treasury, depository institutions, foreign banks, and official institutions, as well as vault cash in dispensaries, in depositories, institutions are excluded. All right. This transactions concept of money is the one designated as M1 in the Federal Reserve's money stock statistics. Broader concepts of money, M2 and M3, include M1 as well as certain other financial assets, such as savings and time deposits, at depository institutions and shares in money market mutual funds, which are relatively liquid but believed to represent principally principally investments to their holders rather than media of exchange. While funds can be shifted fairly easily between transactions, balances, and these other liquid assets, the money creation process takes place principally through transactions accounts. In the remainder of this booklet, money, quote unquote, means M1. The distribution between the currency and deposit components of money depends largely on the. I'm going to read that again and we're going to see, all right, because we're going to get deeper into this and we're going to see what money is because the modern money mechanics break down a lot, all right? This is something you would definitely love to have, all right? Let's see where we were. The distribution between the currency and deposit components of money depends largely on the preferences of the public. When a depositor cashes a check or makes a cash withdrawal through a ATM or automatic teller machine, he or she reduces the amount of deposits and increases the amount of currency held by the public. Conversely, when people have more currency than is needed, some is returned to banks in exchange for deposits. While currency is used for a great variety of small transactions, most of the dollar, if we go with that, amount of money payments in our economy are made by check or by electronic transfer between deposit accounts. Moreover, currency is a relatively small part of the money stock. About 69% or 623 billion of the 898 billion total money stock in December of 91 was in the form of transaction deposits, of which 290 billion were demand and 333 billion were other checkable deposits. Okay, this is a good one here. What makes money valuable? And we already know, according to the Constitution, what money is, right? Gold and silver coins. But here, in the modern money mechanics, it asks a question: what makes money valuable? In the United States, neither paper currency nor deposits have value as commodities. We're gonna go back and we're gonna read that again because that just dropped a bombshell, right? In the United States, neither paper currency nor deposits have value as commodity. Interestingly, intrinsically, a dollar bill is just a piece of paper deposits merely book entries. They're book entries. They're book entries. That's all it is. Coins do have some intrinsic value as metal, but generally far less than their face value. What then makes these instruments, checks, paper money, and coins, acceptable at face value in payment of all debts? As we already looked ahead before here, the only thing that can be acceptable for debts according to the Republic Constitution is gold and silver coins, right? Or an equivalent like greenbacks at that time, or you know, gold and silver certificates, right? Acceptable at face value in payment of all debts and for other monetary uses. Mainly, it is the confidence people have that they will be able to exchange such monies for other financial assets and for real goods and services whenever they choose to do so. So, what does that mean? That means we give it power. We give the Federal Reserve notes power. We give the paper currency power. That's why it has value. We give it the value. We think it's valuable because we've been taught that it has value when it does not have value. Right? Let's go here. let's go here because this is going to be, and we'll come back to the money mechanics, but this is something that we definitely have to look at, and I know I do have it brought up because it go hand in hand. If not, then let's just go here to the drive, right? Let's go here to the drive, and we can skim down to see. No, come on. I don't have it right? Open, open. Remember, we're talking about the money mechanics, right? We're talking about the money mechanics. Why is it going on into another? Let me get rid of one for a second. Let me close this one. Yeah, I think I need to close them. I have a lot of windows open, and I know it can slow it down, and sometimes it won't even open up. Sometimes, uh, yeah, it won't even open up. Sometimes if I have too many open. But I just like the research. I just like the research. Oh, this is a good one too, right here. Banks can't own property, and these are case laws that we can use if a bank try to say you owe them something for a property that you have. Anything like your car loan or your mortgage or your home or anything. Banks cannot own property. So you, in actuality, when you sign, your signature creates the credit. They take that credit from you, from us, that we give them, because they're living off of our credit. We are the true creditors. They are the debtors. But they in turn make it an asset and put it on their books because they're bookkeepers. And then they put the debt on us and try to make us pay for something that's already discharged or paid for, quote unquote. All right, and it's a shrewd game. But if you catch it, you can defeat them. All right, and these are some of the case laws that you can use because they don't own anything. All right, it's the national debt, right? They call it a national debt. The national debt is put on the nationals. It's their debt from the company, the U.S. company that was registered 1925, right? And let me see if let me bring that up now. No, they still not let me bring it up. Come on. Excuse me. I know they'll let me bring it up. They have to. No, no, they still not letting me bring it up. Come on. Well, it's more than one way to skin a cat, right? So we'll go here, and I'll just type it in. All right, James Trafficant. All right, this is James Trafficant House Joint Resolution. Are they gonna try to make me? No. Okay. They shouldn't try to make me discharge for it. All right, this is James Trafficant, right? Representative from Ohio. All right. The bankruptcy of the United States. All right, the United States have been and is bankrupt, right? United States congressional record, and this isn't a record, and you can look this up. And Mr. Trafficant Jr. speaks on the floor. Mr. Speaker, we are here now in a Chapter 11. Members of Congress are official trustees presiding over the greatest reorganization of any bank entity in the world history, the U.S. government. We are setting forth, hopefully, a blueprint for our future. There are some who say it is a coroner's report that will lead to our demise. It is an established fact. It is an established fact that the United States federal government has been dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act of March 9th, 1933, 48 Stat 1, Public Law 89-719, declared by President Roosevelt being bankrupt and insolvent. House Joint Resolution 192, 73rd Congress, June 5th, 1933, the joint resolution to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause dissolved the sovereignty authority of the United States and the official capacities of all the United States governmental offices and departments, and is further evidence that the United States federal government exists today in name only. This is the record. This is the congressional record, right? And by the way, James Traficant Jr. Um, they had to get rid of him. His tractor trailer um, fell over on him by accident. Go figure. The receivers of the United States bankruptcy are the international bankers via the United Nations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. All United States offices, officials, and departments are now operating within a de facto status in name only, under emergency war powers. With the constitutional republican form of government now dissolved, the receivers of the bankruptcy have adopted a new form of government for the United States. This new form of government is known as a democracy, being an established socialist communist order under a new governor for America. The republic has not been dissolved and has not been nowhere. It's just had dirt pushed on it. They tried to bury it, but we uncovered it. It is still valid to this day. Okay? Gold and silver was such a powerful money during the founding of the United States of America that the founding fathers declared that only gold and silver coins can be money in America. That's it. That's it. All right. They were stored in banks, and a claim check was issued as a money substitute. People traded their coupons as money and currency. Currency is not money. Currency is not money, but a money substitute. Redeemable currency must promise to pay a dollar equivalent in gold or silver money. Federal Reserve notes, FRNs, which we use, paper currency, that's what we use, makes no such promise and are not money. A Federal Reserve note is a debt obligation of the federal United States government, not money. The federal United States government and the U.S. Congress were not and have never been authorized by the Constitution for the United States of America to issue currency of any kind, but only lawful money, gold and silver coins. Remember we went back on that? Remember back in the Constitution what we were saying, right? What article was that? Remember? Right? Remember? Article what? 1 section 10. All right, there we go. 1 section 10. There you go. All right, and we go on because this James Traficant, this is what you can use, right? You can use this because their company is bankrupt. All right, and I'm not going want to jump around, but we'll come back to this, right? Because it drops the bomb on what they're doing, and this is a good read. All right, I haven't read, but what I wanted to take you guys to, because it was along the lines here. It was along the lines here, so. But I'm gonna take you guys to. I know I have that brought up. Hold on. Let me see. I have it for you. Oh, okay. Maybe it'll let me bring it up this time here. Let me see. No. Okay. Will it let me? Okay. Yeah. This is a picture, right, to prove that the United States is a company. The United States government or the United States is a corporation. All right. Articles of incorporation, and you can look that up. File 17, 7, 15, 25, right? 17, 15, 19, 25, not 2025. Okay, okay, 7, 15, 19, 25. Articles of incorporation. All right. And this is the numbers. All right. That's one. This is two. Certificate of Incorporation of the United States Corporation Company. This is Certificate of Incorporation of the United States Corporation Company. So the United States quote unquote government is a company. It's a corporation. United States Corporation Company, right here. They're not the true government. They're not the true government. All right? They've been pulling the wool over our eyes, right? Okay. We're going to go, keep going. Keep going. The next picture. All right? Here it is. And this seal, state of Florida, received 1925, right? Certificate of Incorporation of the United States Corporation Company. It's a company. It's not the land. The United States is not the land. The land is Morocco, all right? Our land. But it says United States Corporation Company. These are the papers they filed. The company's organization, right? And it is here. It's a services company. That's what it is. It's a services company to provide services. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Another picture here. Another picture here. All right. All right. All right. Uh-huh. Going to the next one. All right. It's a company. All right. The United States is a company, y'all. Is a company. And here they receive mail in New York. All right. They get their mail in New York. All right. That's why Giuliani, the mayor back then, Mayor Giuliani from New York, said the capital of the world is New York. Go figure, right? All right. And here it is signed, and it is signed, right? It is signed. So yeah, just to let you guys know that yeah, it's a company. So, but again, we and should not don't fear them because they go off of fear, right? They go off of fear. All right, they go off of fear, and we should not fear them. All right, and we'll get back into the nationality, into the birthrights, and I won't tally you long. We'll come back, we'll come back on here and finish up, but we can continue with the nationality and birthrights. Did you know that Europeans stripped you of your Moorish nationality so that you could never tie yourself back to your birthright inheritance, aka the Americas? All right, and we did do that about the Pan American, where the Prophet has received the mandate. All right. Um, the European has erased any knowledge of our true history. He made us believe that we were brought over here by slave ships. This is a blatant lie. There's no way that they could have brought millions of us over here as they claim, because the ships they had were only fit to hold 100 to 200 people at a time. That would mean that they would have made or had to have taken over 1,000 back and forth trips to bring us over here. Do the math. That just does not add up. In fact, we were already here. There was a great continental shift which caused the continents to separate. And everybody talk about Pangea. Everybody knows about Pangea, and we could put uh, the land masses back together like a puzzle. We look here. We go. Pangea, right? All together at one time. The land masses. Then over time, the great shift started, right? Continued, continued until this present day here. The great shift, right? Okay. As the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught, this land was called a Mexim. When it split up, the part we know as the Americas became northwest of Mexim. So now you are starting to get the picture. We were already here. Okay. And I know I've been on here for a minute or so, but I'm going to come back on here because I have to take care of something. But again, it's a lot of information if you just go out there and seek for it, because it's treasure, treasure, treasure that has been buried, y'all. All right. We just have to uncover it, and I'll do my best to help uncover it with you. Okay. What is this one right here? Oh, the Buck Act. The Buck Act and the United States of America. This Buck Act, this one is really good. But again, we give and help each other to come from up out of here of the negative stereotypes, and let us know that who we really are as Moorish American nationals. This is our land. You are plain rich Moors. That's what Sheikh Sharif Abdullah Ali said. Prophet Noble Drew Ali told us we just plain rich, but we just don't know how to go about getting it. Which pretty much you have to do is just proclaim your nationality. It's gonna come to you, all right? And study. The information is out here, so we just gotta study. And I will do my due diligence and my part to put the information out there that I have gotten. Okay, and again, before I go, I want to put something on the record that I have gotten from the great mother, Rosmariah Bey. And you can go on to RV Bay Publications, and that is our university, so where we study, and stay there and look at that and make sure you study there. When I received my national identification card on my nationality card, I had the privilege of getting a prayer from the great mother, and I pray that she don't mind me putting it onto the record, and I just want to put it onto the record. But before that, is heritage, history, law and order, love and peace. Work your ship under your own vine and fig tree, and this is Sister Standing on Law every third Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. On RV Bay, go to class, go to meeting platform, open free link to enter. And I don't actually have I don't have the actual. Can I put it in the actual chat? Let me see if I can put it in the chat right here. I think I can put it in the chat. Let me see. This is the open link. And I think I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for Sisters Standing on Law. Is it right there? That's the one. Oh, yeah, let me see, that one's it. Let me see. And that's gonna be / oh no, that's not the one. That's yeah. let me just drop the Gmail. Let me see. RV go to Alright, I'm gonna drop that in there, and you can use that. And it is Sister Standing on Law classes every third Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and the poem or prayer is a mother's prayer. Oh Lord, how did it become that my children belong to some other one who has named them, framed them, and defamed them? From inside me, I know they came, but somehow they are turned not to know the same. Circles of viciousness. For such a long time, they forgot the reason. They forgot the rhyme. I did not know if I turned them loose, they would be hunted like a golden goose. They've been captured. They've been cooked. They have fried their brain. How do I get them back to being sane? Maybe if I call them by their name, maybe then they'll hear my cry. Maybe then they'll recognize the lie. Maybe then they will see. Maybe then they will return to me. Lord, 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 help me set them free. And that is another mother's prayer. And I give great honors, love, great honors and love to the great mother, Rasmariah Bay. All right. And that is a poem that I put out there for the mother because she gave it to me, so I'm gonna put it out there. All right, again, I gotta go and wrap some things up, but we're gonna come back on here, probably tomorrow, if not later on tonight, but and continue the upliftment of fallen humanity to bring us back to our right state, our right minds, and again, we will continue getting into it again. We're going to get into some maxims of law, okay? We're going to get into some maxims of law. Again, we're going to get into equity and remedy, all right? General remedy. And I want to read this one before I go, all right? This is a remedy, general remedy, all right? Remedy 3833. By surprise is meant the act by which a party who is entering into a contract is taken unawares, by which sudden confusion or perplexity is created, which renders it proper for a court of equity to relieve the party so surprised. In some cases, by surprise is meant a species of fraud. All right, and I just want to leave that little piece right there for you. All right, and hang on to that and put your hat on that one and think about it. Especially when we have been entering into these contracts all this time, and we did not know. We're surprised now to hear after you've entered the contract to find out that you are the true creditor. You can never be a debtor. You can never be a debtor. You can have been, always will be a creditor, a true creditor, because that's how their economy runs. They're running off of our credit. All right. They have to seek our credit to monetize it, to keep selling all around the world to the tune of billions of notes or T-bonds. And now a lot of countries are no longer accepting even T-bonds anymore. They're no longer getting into the Federal Reserve notes anymore. They really want to get into the metals and the bitcoins and going back to the actual gold and silver standards. All right, so and the T-bonds are definitely hot potatoes right now. Nobody want to hold them. All right, so again, I'm just doing my due diligence to my brothers and my sisters, and I pray that you guys do the same. All right, and with the help of all of us, we will go back to the true religion, because religion means re, to go back. Lig, meaning lineage or the mother or your father or your heritage of your family. And ayan is a verb, action, to do. So you're going back and binding yourself. Religion means to go back and bind yourself to your true foremothers and forefathers. That's the real meaning and true meaning of religion. So I love you. All right. And don't forget that. And this has been another episode of the More We Need to Know series. And until next time, okay? Peace.